Well, it depends what you're trying to achieve, actually. Um, if you just want to be a pure artist, then I think it's just uh, pan, just listening to the muse inside of you, and blocking everything else out. Frankly, I look at somebody like Captain Beefheart, who I've always respected as one of the most amazing artists, and I've just always felt like he never, or Don Van Vliet, as he's also called. I don't think he's ever really cared about commercial success. I think he just created pure art. What inspired him and drove him, I don't know. I don't know the guy, but I look at him and I think of him as a successful artist, tremendously successful. Um, and we can all name other artists like that we can think of. So that's one thing that I see, and then I think if your goal is to be a commercially successful artist, which I think is different. Which, by the way, I don't think there's black or white. You can be either shades, and then there's a million shades of gray in between, right? But just to sort of take two extremes, I think what it takes to be commercially successful is and a lot of these also apply to just artistically successful too, a tremendous dedication to your art. I mean, that's clear, that's obvious. That's the most important thing. Everything else follows that in either case. And then I think and I think just the dedication, and I think with commercially successful, I think you need to really be ambitious. You have to really want to be commercially successful, because if you're not, and let's say you just happen to fall upon it, then it doesn't feel comfortable. It feels weird and uncomfortable, and then you feel like people are pushing you into doing things you don't want to do, and they're bugging you to go on a TV show, and you don't want to do that. And which is not to say you can be commercially ambitious and people can be bugging you to do TV shows that don't make sense for you. That's fair enough too. But I think you've got to be ambitious, and you've really got to be dedicated to what you're doing. And I think that's what it takes. You've really, because you're going to meet a lot of adversity, and you've got to have something that's going to drive you through that, and even the most successful artists, that we can think of, they all encounter tremendous adversity in their careers at all levels, even at their highest levels, because, when you reach a high level of quote-unquote commercial success, well, then you have all those pressures of trying to maintain that success, and you've got to be able to figure out a way for yourself of how you're going to deal with that. Maybe it's to not care about it anymore, That's okay. That's up to you. That's your choice. But I think it's if you want to be successful commercially, you've got to be driven. And the other thing that I think is really important for an artist to be commercially successful is to always be very focused on your fan. I think that's the common thread I always see with a successful artist. They're always focused on everything that they're doing. They're always thinking in the back of their mind, how is my fan going to feel about this? What is my fan going to think about that? I don't mean to say that they sort of manipulatively market themselves, go out and do a market survey and think, well, what would my fan like? And then they go do that. That's not what I mean. But I think they think about, like, well, if I go on that TV show, are my fans going to think like I'm lame? Or are they going to think that that's cool? Or are they just not going to care? But they sort of think that through.